After the Leafs clinch their playoff spot there a night ago in Montreal, they come back home to take on the Vancouver Canucks and get the W with some guys resting, and you win 4-1 over the Canucks. The Leafs have now won 4 consecutive games. They're now 32-13-5 on the year, and they're getting that much closer to claiming the #1 seed in the North Division. Now, as I mentioned, coming into the game today, especially the second night of a back-to-back, and you've locked up a playoff spot, they decided to sit guys like Morgan Rielly, Jack Campbell. Obviously, it was back-to-back, so Riddick was probably going to play anyways. And Muzzin and Foligno also take a seat in this game. The Leafs didn't miss a beat, though. Defensively, they looked great. You added in guys like Ben Hutton and Timothy Liljegren. They looked fine. You saw Pierre Engvall. You saw more of Adam Brooks in the game. They looked fine out there. The Leafs hold the Canucks to only 16 shots on goal, and it's just, I feel bad for the Canucks, honestly. The fact that they have dealt with all this COVID nonsense, and the fact that they have to play so many games down the stretch, and they're that far out of a playoff spot, and you have to play these games, and they're gassed, and you just see that they're not in it anymore. It's sad that you have to play another 13 or 12 or 13 games the rest of the way. But no matter what, the Leafs went out there today, and they did their job early on in this game. First period, Quinn Hughes, the best defenseman in the North Division. I still think that's nonsense because the guy can't play defense. Tries to get the puck out of his own end. And he fans on it, and he has a terrible time in his own end. Turns it over. Tavares picks it up. Galchenyuk over to Nylander, and he beats Braden Holtby through the legs 5-hole. 15:29 into the first period, giving the Leafs the 1-0 lead after 1 period of play. In the second period, Marner, Matthews on a 2-on-1. You just don't want to be making... That should not be happening. If Marner and Matthews are getting on a 2-on-1, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Marner to Matthews to the back of the net. Matthews with his 36th goal of the year, 4 away from 40 with 6 games remaining. Is it going to happen? We'll have to see. That goal happened 51 seconds into the second period. Joe Thornton had the secondary assist on there, so 1,101 assist for Jumbo Joe in his NHL career, so congrats for that. And then, less than a few minutes after that, Leafs come down on a nice little 3-on-2. Spezza, nice little spin around pass to Sandin, over to Engvall, and it was a nice shot for Engvall, but Braden Holtby should have had that. No screen, he was on kind of the top of the circle, kind of a rough one, but Pierre Engvall, who's had a rough year, been in and out of the lineup and played himself really out of the lineup, went out there and got a goal today. Spezza and Sandin grab assists, and 2:50 into the second period, the Leafs got a 3-0 lead. And at that point in time, you could kind of see the Leafs were like, all right, we have 3 goals now. Let's work on our defensive game. If you're a Raptor fan and you watch that Brooklyn Nets game, you will have known that the Nets clearly weren't trying to win on offense. Durant wasn't firing. He had like 5 shots in the game. That would not normally happen. Kyrie wasn't great. So they were focusing so hard on their defense because they're going into the playoffs looking to kind of solidify some things there. As for the Leafs, we know this team can score goals. We have learned that this team can score goals just about against any team in the North Division. But keeping the pucks out of the net is what's going to win you hockey games, right? It's pretty obvious. And for this team, without Rielly, without Jake Muzzin, 2 of your top defensemen, you go out there, you only allow 16 shots against the Canucks. I understand it's Vancouver and all the craziness they've dealt with, but 16 shots on goal is straight-up dominance. The puck possession was all Leafs. They looked really, really strong right from the get-go. And then JT Miller scores 1 with under 5 minutes to play in the second period, and cutting into the 3-1 deficit going into the third. But then the Leafs go out there in the third period. They play some sound hockey. Then with under a minute to play, they have the net empty. No, sorry, they don't have the net empty. Braden Holtby goes behind his net to play the puck. We saw this in the last game against Montreal. Has a tough time doing so. Kerfoot picks up the puck, centers it for Marner, and it's a goal for Mitch Marner at 19:05 of the third period. Less than a minute to play. The Leafs kind of close that game out, winning it 4-1. Lots of great stats in this game today. Obviously 24-16 in shots on goal for the Leafs. The Leafs don't even have 30 shots on net today. Clearly it wasn't really about scoring goals, more about playing defense. You'll have 16 shots and only the 1 goal. Speaking of that, Dave Riddick gets the win for the Leafs, 1 goal in 16. So he was a lot better than the last time we saw Vancouver. So a good job for Dave Riddick going out there and just giving the Leafs a chance to win and getting a W. All right, the Leafs did a great job in front of him, but he made the saves when he needed to, so good job for Dave Riddick there. Now, Mitch Marner, kind of the lone guy who had a couple points in the game today, goal and an assist for Mitch. Obviously, Austin Matthews with goal number 36 on the year. The question I have for you guys, is he going to hit 40? I think the question is he going to sit any games? I think, really, we'd love him to see him hit 40, but would I rather him hit 40 and be hurt for a playoff game or have him rest a game, not hit 40, but be ready for the playoffs? I mean, there's the question I have for you guys. What do you want him to do? Obviously, we love him to go for 40 and be healthy for the playoffs, of course, but we don't know what's going to happen in these games. So that's my question to you guys. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he's going to hit 40? Do you think either going to sit him for a couple of games? I don't know what's going to happen. But either way, Austin Matthews, 36 goals. The closest guy is Connor McDavid. I don't know if he scored yet tonight. But either way, going into the game, 35 for Matthews and 28 for McDavid? So it's insane how Matthews has been above and beyond goal scoring wise, better than anybody in the North Division, anybody in the NHL for that matter. So heck of a job for Matthews yet again. And a couple of small things I wanted to mention in today's game. Wayne Simmonds, early on in this game, drops the gloves with Alex Edler. I heard, I think it was Dave Poulin on TSN saying kind of it was like not a good thing. Like, why? The Leafs have been talked about as being this pansy team that doesn't step up for anybody. Yes, Alex Edler had that hit on Hyman. Was it dirty? Yes. Did he get kicked out? Yes. Did he get his 2-game suspension? Yes. Did he basically apologize wholeheartedly after the game? He absolutely did. But it happened. Our guy got injured. Someone's got to step up and make it happen. And Jeff O'Neill's like, look, the Leafs have been called this for 10 years. They have been said that they don't really step up for anybody. And to see Simmonds go out there, yeah, did Edler want to fight? Clearly he didn't want to. But he knew he had to, and Simmonds gave him a couple shots. He probably had to go, I think he had to go for stitches, and good on it. It shows me, as a Leaf fan, that we're not going to take this nonsense. So a heck of a job for Wayne Simmonds, sticking up for his buddy. As much as, I don't know if I wanted him to, give him stitches, but either way, he made a statement like, hey, we're not a team that's going to be walked all over. So a great job for Wayne Simmonds making a statement at the beginning of this game. And also a crazy stat that we heard at the end of the game today. With the Leafs scoring in the first, the second, and the third period today, the Leafs have now scored in 15 straight periods. That is 5 straight games of scoring in every single period. Not counting in overtime. I don't know if they count that in there, but you guys know the math. That's insane. But you know what that's showing me? That they're finding ways to score in every which way and at different times of the game. Right? They're not going 4 goals in the first few minutes and then nothing the rest of the way. They're finding ways to make things happen throughout the entire game. And that is beautiful. You want to be feeling this type of way heading into the playoffs. And they're doing a heck of a job there tonight. Doing a job. And I think Vancouver had a couple power plays and the Leafs killed off both. So that's great. I think you kill off both against Montreal. You kill off both against Vancouver. You want your penalty to kill be flying on all cylinders heading into the playoffs. That is huge. All right. Now, the next game for the Leafs, it's against the same Vancouver Canucks. It's on Saturday night at Scotiabank Arena. It's a 7 o'clock puck drop there. The Leafs are going to continue to get this winning streak going. Looking for win number 5 in a row. Win number 33 on the season. And looking to get that much closer to clinching the North Division. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game there this evening, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not done so already. Also, comment down below everything towards the Toronto Maple Leafs and what you thought about this game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Leafs? Also, was there anything that I forgot to mention in this video that you guys wanted to be brought up? Let me know in the comments, guys. Twitter's down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Jays Edition tomorrow as they welcome in the Atlanta Braves to TD Ballpark as the Jays, I think it's a bullpen day there in Game 1, so we're not sure how that's going to go, but we'll have to wait and see. And as for the Raptors, we'll talk to you guys very shortly. I think they're in the second half right now against the, Denver Nuggets. We'll have to see how that game plays out at the end. And as for our Toronto Maple Leafs, 6 games remain before the playoffs get going for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1 more game down. Let's go to the next one. Saturday against Vancouver at Scotiabank Arena again. 7 o'clock puck drop there. Leafs looking for win number 5 in a row. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.